Hi Dita, how are you going? My name's Jack Parry from Australia. I thought just to have a look through your work for you. I really like what you're doing, it's great.
You know, to me at this moment you look perfectly delightful. Huh? I mean, absolutely
There's a few things that grab me though. It's mainly to do with the lip sync. And I'm not really sure how I can give you proper feedback on this, but
you know, to me at this moment you look perfectly delightful. Huh? I mean,
here, when you says delightful, I'm not sure how you'd be able to do this properly, but
delightful. Huh? I mean, absolutely beautiful.
So absolutely delightful.
I mean, absolutely beautiful. Positively wonderful.
And with lip sync, one of the main things that you want to really nail more than anything else is to get the correct vowel shapes at the right times. Vowels read more clearly than absolutely anything at all. And second only to that are your plosives. You need to get your b, your m absolutely spot on your energy time diagrams, absolutely right. If you get any of them wrong, it'll look bad. But the rest of it is just what I call approximates, where things are not quite shut. So where you've got this section,
you know, to me at this moment you look perfectly delightful. Huh? I mean, absolutely beautiful.
So when it says absolutely beautiful, you need to hit that one.
I mean, absolutely beautiful. Positively wonderful. Are you nuts?
And there's something in that section.
You know, to me at this moment you look perfectly delightful. Huh? I mean,
let's have a look at that again.
You know, to me at this moment you look perfectly delightful. Huh? I mean, absolutely
delightful. There's something strange about that section there that just attracts my attention. I'd have to really pull this in apart to have a look at why that's happening there. But
absolutely beautiful. Positively wonderful. Are you nuts? Well, no, I feel like yodeling.
And the other thing could be as well that this guy is kind of like you could go the other way and have a lot less gesticulation in his mouth. He just says, you know, you're wonderful, you're beautiful, and have the mouth almost not even do much, which is much more common with the way people talk. And because he's kind of like the moustachy guy, and he's almost talking through his teeth, he's you're not wonderful, you're beautiful, is your wife, and in that way you only really need to nail the M's and the P's and the B's with your lip sync. And it may make the whole performance be more in character, perhaps. Again, I don't know, I'm just talking off the top of my head what I think about this. And the only other thing I've got in what I feel here is that the eye direction here, from this frame to here, it's and the expression as well, it just snaps from this to this wide, and this is something you have to always be careful of with eyes, is that you've got whites at the top and at the bottom, or at least almost whites at the top and the bottom, and the sudden snap and the constant change. And there's really, unless of course you want it to look crazy, which in fact it would do, you show whites at the top and the bottom and your character looks crazy. If he's just going out to do something else, then you want to maybe have more of the lower part of the eye covered, a little bit less of the top, I'm not sure. But at that one moment in time, and if you intend to do that, that's worked. But I just feel that if he's just going off to do something else, then it just happens too quickly. Maybe you could do something to make that transition happen a bit differently. I'm not sure. But besides that, that's the only other thing which catches my eye.
To me at this moment you look perfectly delightful. Huh? I mean, absolutely beautiful. Positively wonderful. Are you nuts? Well, no, I feel like yodeling.
Yeah, so that transition at the end feels a bit funny to me. And a couple of the lip sync there, that I've said 100 times already.
You know, to me at this moment, you look perfectly delightful. Huh?
Yeah, they're perfectly delightful.
And absolutely beautiful.
And absolutely beautiful. You need to hit the B on the beautiful.
What? Positively wonderful. Are you nuts?
Positively wonderful. There's another. They're the main accents. And one of the things, if you've ever watched Richard Williams, he's got a video on lip sync, and one of the things that I'd never really thought much about, but especially when you're talking in profile here, is that they say that when you're lip syncing, is that you start something and you move into it and you say you look positively beautiful, you look positively wonderful, and have that head gesturing into that, and it carries the speech a lot better than any lip sync would.
I mean, absolutely beautiful. What? Positively wonderful. Are you nuts? Well, no,
So to have that positively wonderful into the camera to help bring that forward a bit.
Oh, I feel like yodeling. Woo, yodeling.
So that bit there, yeah. This one I absolutely love. This is great. Very English.
I show how it gets from one to the other, and good Lord, man, what kind of smut are you exposing these children?
And I'm not sure about the. It feels like that could be a lot harder, and I don't know why. And I'm just wondering if that's perhaps the spacing, or maybe there could be a slight overlap and then a snap from this frame, so you could have one frame where the hand hits the table and the book could still be maybe a little bit not quite hitting the table, so it kind of overlaps, because you do have that, you hit the table, maybe it's that, I'm not sure. There's something about that hit which makes it, maybe it's supposed to feel like that because he's not a really strong character. But
exposing these children to life, sir. I try to make them burble to me about life, Beverly. Just keep the filth out of your classroom.
Yeah, so that's great. I really love that one. This one here, there's a few little things, and I'm sure you're aware of it. You've got a couple of elbow pops, little wobbly elbows in here. It holds its shape and then kind of rotates in, and they just check your splines and that spot there. I hate elbows, it's really awful. And there as well, when she's pulling, I'm not sure if you intentionally, but it's kind of like an upwards elbow pop in, goes here, and here, once she takes the strain, you may want to try straightening the arm out a little bit, because she's pulling and there's no real line of force through there, so you may want to even try doing this, pull the arm all the way across and have the fingers holding, so you've got that full feeling of strength right through the arm down to the edge there, because it's a heavy couch, and so as she's pulling across, you have that full arm stretching across, so that there's a strong line of action, and then here as well, so you've got this line of force coming down here, and this one here, but mainly you've got this one linear line of action there, line of force rather, that is constantly pulling through there, because otherwise you've got this strange break in the force there. So just erase that, press P again. So again, have that, whilst there's force on that arm, just a simple question of straightening it. And you can have force pulling through the bicep like that, but you'd have to have the bicep down like that, and then the hand kind of pulling like that. So you've still got this line of force coming into the elbow, and that's coming up onto the shoulder there, such that when you do break, there'll be some kind of immediate effect. So if we had this situation before, we had the arm down like that, so if you go from this point where it's holding on, and then there's force into here, and there's force around the back, when she lets go, we're going to get this happening, and then some kind of whip action can occur where maybe the hand. Let me get rid of that bit. The hand comes out straight initially, and then whipping upwards. Although, I mean, it's not really explosive action, but it would be nice to feel some kind of. It's like a let go, and the hand almost passes through the couch. And here, I feel that she's coming down, and maybe the head is perhaps going to continue down into the couch a bit and then recover, because it's a soft couch. You might as well bash your head in the couch. It can continue down for a couple of frames and then bounce back up to her position there. And here, boom. Yeah, so that's great. So anyway, 11 minutes of rambling on and nonsense from me. Merry Christmas, Happy New Year, and I'll see you around next year. Bye.